Somebody come back here. Importance is an ability to impress other people. I'm sure very many people here are planning to grow up faster and start to live a life like Pastor Jesse. Very many people are planning to start living life like our church elders seated there. Many people are planning to start living life like the head teacher because she has reached a level of importance. Everyone here wants to be important. What makes someone important? There are three things that make someone important. Number one is knowledge stroke wisdom. Somebody look here. Number one is knowledge stroke wisdom. I will not ask you the difference between knowledge and wisdom. It will consume time. But when you get time in the afternoon, we shall talk about it. What makes you important? Number one is knowledge and wisdom. Number two, it goes back to what everyone works for. That is money. If you have money, you are always important. You're always what? With wisdom and money, automatically you get the third thing. And what is the third thing? Power. Somebody say power. When you have money and you have wisdom, stroke knowledge, automatically you get power. One thing that you almost all do not have is power right now. The school can decide that you go home tomorrow and you have to obey. They have power you don't have. We study, we do everything to gain importance. That's the most thing that everyone looks for. Even a pastor who is already an ordained pastor still wants to become more important. How? They want to work and do very much work for God, and other people can suggest them to get into higher positions. That is power. Being in higher position where you have more control over people is power. Everyone works for the 8 things, and then what the less important one is importance. Everyone wants to feel important. What makes you important? Wisdom, number one. Money, and lastly what? Power. Ecclesiastes was written by a philosopher. Somebody is not listening. I did my research about who is a philosopher. A philosopher is someone who doesn't base on rumors. Someone who does clear research, thorough research about something. And they come and give you detailed information with the facts about something. One of the greatest MPs in Uganda is called Odonga Otor. Since I'm talking about the northern people, he's one of the greatest MPs in the north. He is a political philosopher. What does that mean? He has studied politics to the deepest root and he knows much about politics. There are Greek philosophers when you're doing theology. They teach you about some of them. Those who do history, some people you read about were Greek philosophers, meaning they had full information about the Greek culture. In most cases, philosophers are attached to something they know in details. But when you start reading Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 1, it tells you that the person who wrote this book is called the son of King David. And who is the son of King David? King Solomon. One of the wisest people to have ever lived in this world. Let's analyze King Solomon. This translation calls it the teacher. Good News calls it philosopher. These are words of the teacher, son of David. King in where? Record has it he was the wisest man, among the wisest men, the wisest man to ever live in this world. Very wise. Look at the next thing. He was a what? A king. Can you have a king who doesn't have money? The Baganda. Your kingdom is one of the richest in Uganda. It is the richest. Let's not say one of the richest. Your kingdom is the richest in Uganda. Anybody in the position of a king has money. What does that mean? King Solomon had wisdom, number one. What else did King Solomon have? Money. What do you think the next one is? He was the king, meaning he had what? Power. He could do anything because he had all the three. One of the greatest judgments ever seen in the Bible is King Solomon judging between the two mothers fighting for a baby. That showed he was very wise. King Solomon was wise. He had money. He had power. Everything that you're looking for. Girls, some of you will marry because of power. You want a man in a position of power. Very few girls reject men in power because they also want to feel what? Important. When they're introduced, I am Muchala so and so. They feel important by associating someone with what? Power. King Solomon had it all. Let's talk about women. Those men, there are men here who value importance by women. King Solomon could access any woman he wanted.